Okay, good morning, everybody. So, for this meeting, we'll try to discuss first about the midterm test last week. Yeah. So, the solution of the midterm test. Last week we have done the midterm test. Then I think we need to discuss first to more understand about the solution. Yeah. Okay. So, for the first problem, this is the topic of kinematic of rotation. A space station consists of two donut-shaped living chambers, A and B. Yeah, we say A and B is this one. Yeah, A and B, and then have the radius shown in the drawing. The radius of A is 3.2 times 10 power 2 meters, and then radius of B is 1.1 times 10 power 3 meters. Yeah. As the station rotates, an astronaut in chamber A is moved 2.4 times 10 power 2 meters along a circular arc. Yeah. How far along a circular arc is an astronaut in chamber B move during the same time? Okay. So we need to use the comparison of S and theta, right? So the relation is, remember that S, or the distance, is equal to theta times R. Yeah. S is the distance, theta is the angle, and then R is radius. So if you want to compare the distance, yeah, the distance of B and A here, so we can say that distance of A compared to distance of B, it is equal to theta of A times R of A, and then the angle of B times the radius of B. Okay. So because the angle is same, yeah, theta of A and B is the same, so we can cancel theta A and theta B, right? Here we said that the displacement angle of theta of A, it is the same with B. So we can cancel this one. It means that the distance of A and B is linear to the radius. Yeah. It means that linear to the radius. More higher radius, so the distance will be higher. Okay. Okay. So this one we can say that A is moved 2.4. Yeah. So this one is A 2.4 times 10 power 2. Yeah. And then the distance of B, it is equal to radius of A 3.2 times 10 power 2 divided to 1.1. Yeah. Times 10 power 3. Okay. So we can calculate the distance of B because this one is the same. The S of B, yeah, can set that as B. Okay. So SB here is equal to 1.1 times 10 power 3, yeah, times 2.4 and then divide to 3.2. Yeah. 2.4 and then divide to 3.2. So we can divide to 4. Yeah. This one is 6 and then 8 and then 3 and 4, right? Okay, 3 and 4. So this one is 3.3 times 3.3 divided to 4. Yeah. Around 0.80 825. Yeah. Times 10 power 3. Okay, meters. So the final result is 825 meters. Okay. So this is the distance of displacement of B. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is the answer for number 1. Yeah. Any questions for number 1? So we need to use this formula, which is the distance in linear is equal to theta times r. Yeah, this S is the distance. Yeah, the arc distance, circular arc. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Any question for number one? Yeah. Clear, right? Okay. Yeah. So the final answer is 825 meters. Yeah. And then the problem number two, this is topic of dynamics of rotation. By means of a rope whose mass is negligible, two blocks are suspended over a pulley as the drawing shows. The pulley can be treated as a uniform solid cylindrical disc. Yeah. So remember we said that here, this is the solid cylindrical disc. It means that the inertia moment for the cylinder is half mr squared. Yeah. This is the inertia of cylinder. And then the downward acceleration of the 4.4 kilograms blocks is observed to be exactly one half the acceleration due to gravity. So the acceleration here downwards, A is 3 divided through G. Yeah, because one half. Yeah, 1.5 or one half. Okay, noting the tension of the rope is not the same on each side of the pulley. Find the mass of the pulley. Okay, you can set here is, for example, this one is mesh one. Yeah, mesh one, and then here is mesh two. And we set that here as T1 and then T2, the tension of rope. Yeah. But if you want to switch, M1, M2 is okay, no problem. Yeah. So for example, if you want to set that 44 kilograms is as M1, and then 11 kilograms is M2, it is no problem. Okay. And then find the mass of the pulley. So we need to find what is the mass of this cylindrical disc. Okay, this one. What is the mass? Yeah. So by the Newton's second law and then relation of torque and inertia, yeah, we can say that this one there is weight, right? Weight two, and then this one is weight one. Okay. And then we can set that, for example, you want to set the system one. System one is the system of left block, yeah, the first block. So because this one is upward, so the total of force at y-axis, it is equal to mass one times A. Okay, this is the first, the second Newton law, yeah, second Newton law. And then T1 minus weight one is equal to mass one times A. We will get that T1 is equal to mass one times A because weight is mass time gravity, right? So we move this one to right side and then become positive M1 times G. Yeah. So this one is M1 times G. Yeah. Okay, this is the first equations, T1. And then we need to search what is the second equation. We need to search T2. Yeah. So T2 here is downward. Okay, we can set, for example, system 2. System 2 is downward, so this one, the total force of y-axis, the second system is equal to mass 2 times A, yeah, times the acceleration. Because mass 2 is downward, so this one is W2. W2 minus tension 2 is equal to mass 2 times A. Okay, so we'll get that T2 is equal to this one, mass 2 times G minus mass 2 times A. Yeah, so this one is the second tension. Okay, so we have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. Equation 1 is mass 1 times A plus mass 1 G, and then the second equation is mass 2 G minus mass 2 A. Yeah. And then how to determine the mass of this cylinder? Yeah. So we need to use the relation of torque and inertia. Yeah. This one, because there is rotation, T2 and then T1. And then this rotation is clockwise, yeah, clockwise, because T2 is higher than T1. Okay. So this one we can say that total of torque is equal to inertia times alpha. Yeah. Alpha is angular acceleration. Yeah. Okay, this one is the radius of cylinder. We know that tau or torque is radius times the resultant of T2 and T1. Yeah. T2 minus T1. So this one is inertia half mass and then R square. Yeah. And then we need to relation of alpha is the acceleration divided to R. Okay. Alpha is angular acceleration. Angular acceleration is linear acceleration divided to radius. Yeah, this one. So we put this one, alpha is A divided to R. And then because this one R and then R, we can cancel the radius. Okay. So we no need to use the radius here. So the acceleration, the equation become T2 minus T1 is equal to half mass times A. Yeah, mass times A. So T2 is M2 times A. We can add this one minus T1. So T1 is here, mass A plus mass 1G. Yeah. This equal to half the mass of the poly and then A. Yeah. So we can move the equation A to the right side. Yeah. So in the left side only mass 2 minus mass 1. Mass 2 minus mass 1. Here is times to gravity, and then here is half of mass, or we can set this one. Yeah. Plus M1A plus M2A. Okay. So you can put this equation. Yeah, actually this one is okay. Yeah. But because we need to search mass of the cylinder here, yeah, actually from this one, yeah. I think it's better if you use okay. This one is more. So we can divide to A, yeah, can divide to A, and then here is minus 2 minus 1, yeah. Here. And then here is half mass times A. Yeah. So to get capital mass here, M is equal to 2 times M2 minus M1, G divided to A, and then minus M2 plus M1. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is the answer. Yeah. So we can put the acceleration A is 3/2 or 1.5 G. Yeah. So this one is 2 times M2 minus M1, G divided to 1.5 G minus 2 M2 plus M1. Okay. Yeah. You can divide this one. 2 is G is cancelled. Yeah. 1.5 is 3 divided to 2. Yeah. So this one is 4/3. Yeah. Become mass M2 minus M1 minus 2 M2 plus M1. Yeah. Okay. This one, right? Okay. This one is the result. Yeah. Then the energy and momentum. Yeah. So energy and momentum, we can use the potential energy here. This one is potential energy and then become kinetic energy, right? So potential energy is mgh, right? So the mass of ball, yeah, times g times this one. Yeah. For example, this one is h is equal to half mass of ball and then free ball square. Okay. So this one we can get that VB square is equal to 2GH, or VB is half square root of 2GH. Okay. Okay. So the first velocity is to the right side. Okay. And then after that, after the collision, we can find what is the velocity of B, the ball. Yeah. Okay. So for example, this one, mass of ball and then mass of block. Yeah. Mass of ball, the velocity of ball, because the total momentum is the same, is equal to total momentum action. Yeah. Total momentum prime. Okay, this one is equal to mass of ball VB prime plus mass of block. Yeah. So for example, we can set the mass 2 and then mass 2 prime. Okay. Okay, this is the example of collision is elastic. It means that the total energy will be the same. Yeah. So the mass of ball is 1.6 and then mass of block is 2.4. And then the length of wire is 1.2. So 1.2 is the height here. H is 1.2. Okay. The mass of ball is 1.6 kilograms. And then mass of blocks, mass 2 is 2.4 kilograms. Yeah. Okay. We can find the initial velocity of the ball and then the final velocity of ball after collision. So because this one is elastic collision, we can say that the half of mass ball and then velocity of ball square, it will be equal to half of mass the ball VB prime square plus half of mass block and then V prime of blocks. Yeah. Or another way, you can use the restitution coefficient. You can say that E is 1 for elastic collision. Yeah. Elastic collision. Okay. So the restitution coefficient, it means that minus V2 prime minus VB prime divided to V2 minus VB. Okay. We know that the initial velocity of block is equal to 0. Okay. Because the block, the initial condition is in the rest. Yeah. So we can get the final velocity of block and the ball. Yeah. Any question here? Okay. Okay, this one is the way how to search the velocity of ball. Yeah. From this one, we can get this one, VB. Then for this one, we will get the VB prime. Yeah. By substitution, we'll get the VB prime. VB prime is the final velocity of the ball. Yeah. Okay, actually by the calculation, you can say that VB here, because the gravity is 9.8, 2 times 9.8 times h. H is 1.2 meters. Yeah. So this one, the answer is 4.85 meter per second. To the right side. Okay. So the initial velocity is to the right. And then after collision, VB prime, the final solution here is 0.97. Yeah. This one we will get negative. So negative sign, it means that to the left side. Okay. So the block, so the ball velocity is to the left side. Yeah. Because 0.97. So this one is to left side. It means that after collision, the ball back to left side. Okay. But the velocity will be slower. Yeah. Only 0.97. The first velocity is 4.85. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you understand, right? So the initial of velocity of the ball, and then final velocity of the ball. Okay, and then the last topic is periodic motion. An 0.80 kilograms object is attached to one end of a spring, as in left figure. So this one, the system is like this. There is a spring and ball, and the system is set to into simple harmonic motion. The displacement x of the object as a function of time is shown in the drawing. With the aid of this data, determine the amplitude A of the motion, the angular frequency, the spring constant k, and the speed of the object at 1 second, and the magnitude of the object's acceleration at 1 second. Okay, it means that the system is like in the left side, but the graphs of position, distance and position is like in the right side. It means that at 0 time, the 0 second, the position is 0. And then after 1 second, so the position is 0.08. It means that the amplitude of the oscillatory motion is 0.08 meters. So from the graphs here, we can say that this one is the amplitude. Okay. So answer A, the amplitude is 0.08. 0.08, sorry. 0.08 meters. And then the angular frequency. The angular frequency formula is omega, right? Omega is 2p divided to period. Divided to t. So the period is 1 because one oscillation is need 4 seconds. So we will get the angular frequency is 2p divided to 4. We see that this one. This one is the period, right? The period is 4 seconds. Okay. The period is time to need to make one oscillation. Time is to need to make one oscillation. So one oscillation need 4 seconds. And then we can get the angular frequency is 0.5 p radian per second. Okay. 0.5 p. Okay, any question? And then what is the spring constant K? So the problem C, what is the spring constant K? We can use the relation. F is minus Kx. This is equal to minus M omega square X. Okay. So the spring constant is equal to mass times omega square. Mass here is the mass of ball. Because this one is object is 0.8 kilograms. 0.8 kilograms. Then we times to the omega square. So the spring constant K, this one is 0.8 times to omega square. Omega is 0.5 p. 0.5 p square. So this one become 8 per 10, 1 per 4, and then p square, right? So this one become 0.2 p square Newton per meter. And then the speed of the object at 1 second. Okay, we can get the speed. Speed of the system is dy dt. Okay. So from the information before, we need to make the equation of motion. Yeah. We need to make the equation of motion. What is the equation of motion from this one? You can say that y is equal to a become sin or cos. Yeah. For example, sin omega t. This one is 0.08. Yeah. Sin omega is 0.5 p. Yeah. Okay, this one is the equation of motion y. And then to determine the speed, we need to derive. Yeah. The derivative of y. So we'll get that v is dy dt. So the dt of 0.08 sinus 0.5 p t. Yeah. Okay, this one is the derivative. So from the derivative here, we can get that 0.08 sin become cos, right? Cos 0.5 p t times 0.5 p. Okay, so it becomes 0.04. Yeah, p cos 0.5 p t. This one is v. Okay, because we need to search what is the speed at 1 second. So 1 second is cos of 0.5 of p, right? Cos p divided to 2. Yeah. So what is the answer, this one? 0. Okay. Why 0? Because cos p per 2. Yeah. Cos 90 degree. Cos 90 degree is equal to 0, right? So this one is 0 meter per second. Okay. And then the next question is the magnitude of the object's acceleration at 1 second. What is the magnitude? The acceleration. Yeah. Okay, we can say that the acceleration is dv/dt. Okay, all this is equal to minus omega square times 2y. Okay, so we'll get the acceleration is minus omega square. Omega square is 0.5 p square times 2y. Y is here. Yeah. 0.08 sin 0.5 p t. Yeah. Okay, at 1 second, so the value of sin 0.5 p square 0.08 sin p divided to 2, right? So sin 90 degree is 1. And then here we can get that minus 1 per 4 p square 0.08. Yeah. This one is minus 0.02 p square. Okay, because the value of p is around 3.14. Yeah. So the answer is minus 0.2 meter per second square. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one is the acceleration of particle. Then this one is the speed, spring constant, and then angular velocity and amplitude. Yeah. Okay. Any question for the problem of method test? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we have done to discuss about solution. Yeah, the solution of the midterm test. Yeah. Okay. If there is no question, we will discuss about waves. Next topic. Yeah. Okay. So our new chapter is waves or wave motion. Yeah. Okay. So the definition of wave is the propagation of vibration. Yeah. So this one, there are three kinds of wave. Yeah. The first is mechanical wave. Okay. And then the second is electromagnetic wave. So electromagnetic wave. And then the third is matter wave. Okay. Okay. So in this physics, mechanics, and heat, we will focus on mechanical wave because electromagnetic wave is another topic that we learn at course of electricity and magnetism, and then matter wave is modern physics. Okay. So mechanical wave is wave that need medium for propagation. Yeah. So it means that wave motion, it is the propagation of vibration. Yeah. The definition is the propagation of vibration. Okay. So wave usually we see in our life. Yeah. For example, if you have a string on or water, yeah, this is an example of wave, and then light. So many of example of wave. Okay. So the first we need to understand what is the quantity of wave, yeah, or basic variable of the wave motion. Okay. So this one is basic variables of wave motion. Okay, imagine that we have string, yeah, or at x and y coordinates. Okay, for example, we can draw like this. So one wavelength, yeah, from peak to peak here. This is called one wavelength. Okay, lambda is the symbol of wavelength. Also from the bottom here. Okay, this one is also one wavelength. So the variable lambda, this is the length of the wave, or we can see that wavelength. The distance from one crest to the next is the called wavelength. Okay, this one is lambda. This is called the wavelength. Okay, or the definition of wavelength is, in general, the minimum distance. Yeah. The minimum distance between any two identical points. Two identical points. Okay, identical points means that from peak to peak here, or this one from this one. Okay, this is called one wavelength. Or from this one to this one. This is also one wavelength. From the red to the red sign, this is also one wavelength. Yeah. So one wavelength, it means that any two identical points. Okay, any two identical points. Okay, and then the next variables is frequency. Yeah. So the next variable is frequency. Frequency or amplitude. Okay. So amplitude first. Amplitude we can set it here, right? Okay, this is similar with oscillation. This one is the amplitude. The amplitude is the maximum displacement. Yeah. So amplitude is the maximum displacement. A is amplitude. The definition of amplitude is the maximum displacement. Of particle at medium, yeah. Of particle at medium. And then the next is frequency. So this is similar with oscillation before. Yeah. The definition frequency is the number of waves in 1 second. Yeah. The number of waves that pass a given point in unit time interval. The number of waves per unit time. Okay. So before we divide the kind of wave, there are three kind of wave: mechanical, electromagnetic, and matter wave. Based on the propagation and the amplitude, so we'll divide to two kind of wave. The first is transverse wave, yeah, or transversal wave. The first one is transverse wave. And then the second one is longitudinal wave. Okay, the transverse wave, it means that the propagation will be perpendicular. Yeah, this one is transversal wave, but the longitudinal wave, it is like the spring. Yeah, if we have spring like this, yeah, it's just kind of wave also. So the direction of propagation and then the distance is parallel, yeah, for longitudinal wave. So transversal wave or transverse wave, the definition is a traveling wave that cause the particles of a disturbed medium to move perpendicular to the wave motion. Okay, the key point here is the move is perpendicular. Okay. Traveling wave that cause the particles of a disturbed medium to move perpendicular to the wave motion. This is for transversal wave or transfer wave. But for the longitudinal wave, to move parallel. Yeah, this is the similar a traveling wave that cause the particles of the medium to move parallel to the direction of wave motion. Okay, this one is the key point, parallel, right? So for longitudinal wave, this is parallel, but for transversal wave, this is perpendicular. Yeah. So transverse wave, this one is for longitudinal wave. Okay. So the example of transverse wave like string, for longitudinal wave, example is spring or sound wave. Yeah. And then for the longitudinal wave, there is two kind area. The first is compress and then stretch. Okay. Okay. Then we will try to understand about transverse and longitudinal wave. Okay, so we'll try to define the definition of equation of motion for wave. Yeah. So start from y. This is function of x and then time. Yeah. So this one is the sinusoidal function. Y is equal to x and time. Yeah. Function. This is equal to y maximum and then sin kx minus omega t. So this one is the equation of wave. Okay. This one ym, this is the amplitude. And then kx minus omega t, this is called as phase. Okay. This is the phase of wave. And then we can imagine that if we have a sinusoidal wave, yeah, for example, this one. Yeah, for example, this one is x1. Okay, so we'll get that the equation for this one is ym sin kx. Okay, this will equal to at x 0. It means that the first when the time is 0 second, kx1. Yeah. So this one is equal to ym sin kx plus kx1 plus lambda. Yeah. So this one equal to ym sin kx1 ym sin kx1 plus k lambda. Okay. Oh, sorry. K lambda, this one. And then we'll get that K, this is equal to 2 pi divided to lambda. Okay. We can say this one is the wave number. Yeah. Okay. Okay, next is definition of period, angular frequency, and frequency. Yeah. So this one is period, angular frequency, and frequency. So the period is, we can define here when x is 0 and then time t. Yeah. So the equation become ym sin, this one is kx minus omega t, right? So k times 0, and because x is 0, k is 0 minus omega t. So this one becomes ym sin minus omega t. Or if we include ym sinus omega t1, because sin minus theta is equal to minus sin theta. Yeah. This one is equal to minus ym sin omega t1 plus omega t. Yeah. So the capital T, this is equal to period. T is equal to 2p divided to omega. This one is the period. And then omega, you can set that to p divided to t. Yeah. This is the angular frequency. Angular frequency. Okay. And then frequency is equal to 1 divided to period. Or the frequency is omega divided to 2p. So this one is frequency. Okay. So you can define, yeah, you can understand the definition of period, angular frequency, and frequency. Okay. Period, this one is angular frequency, and then this one is frequency. So the definition of period is time need to make one wave. Yeah. And then frequency is how many wave in 1 second. And angular frequency is omega. This is 2 pi divided to t. Yeah. 2p. 2p, it means that one frequency or one period of wave. Yeah. Okay, next, the definition of phase constant. Yeah. Definition of phase constant. So the complete equation of motion for wave y, x, point t, this is in one dimension, yeah, is equal to amplitude ym sin kx minus omega t plus p, yeah, which is p is the phase constant. Yeah. This one is the complete equation of motion for wave. Can we find v here is phase constant. It means that while x is equal to 0 and then t is equal to 0, so there is phase constant. Yeah. And then the next is the speed of a traveling wave. The speed of traveling wave. Okay, we can imagine here there is wave, yeah, at x dimension. So the first wave is like this, for example. And then the second condition is like this. Okay, there is displacement, right? Displacement here is delta x. Yeah. Okay, because kx minus omega t is a constant. Okay, so kx minus omega t is a constant. And then we can take the derivative of this one. Constant will be 0, right? Because the derivative of constant is 0. Yeah. So this one is k dx dt minus omega is 0. So dx dt is equal to omega per k. Okay. Okay, dx dt is velocity, right? So the velocity is equal to omega divided to k. This one is the speed of the wave. The speed of wave is equal to omega divided to k. K is wave number, and then omega is angular frequency. So angular frequency divided to wave number is speed. Yeah, the speed of a traveling wave. So this is the speed of traveling wave or speed of wave. Okay. Because we remember that v is dx dt. Okay, remember that v is dx dt. This is the formula of speed. Yeah. And then because omega before is 2p divided to frequency, yeah. So we can say that v is, this one is 2p frequency, and then k is 2p of lambda, yeah. And then we will get that lambda times frequency. So the velocity or the speed is equal to lambda times frequency. Yeah. So you can use this one. And then because frequency is 1 per period, it is equal to lambda per period. Yeah. Or P is lambda divided to period. Okay. So there are three kind of formulation for speed, omega per k, lambda frequency, and lambda divided to period. This is the speed of traveling wave. Okay. Okay. Then how to determine the direction of speed? This is to the right or to the left. Yeah. So for the phase constant like this, kx plus omega t, kx plus omega t, this is equal a constant. So they will get that y is, if you have ym cos, for example, kx plus omega t like this. So the dt of kx plus omega t is equal to 0 because a constant. So this one is k dx dt plus omega is equal to 0. And then k dx dt is equal to minus omega, right? So we'll get that the dx dt minus omega per k, or v is equal to minus omega per k. Okay, we can see that when the sign here is positive, sign here is positive, so this is the direction is to the left. Yeah. So if the sign here is positive, it is to the left. So this one is kx plus minus omega t. If minus, this is to the right, but if positive, here is to the left side. Yeah. Or can remember that the sign is important. Positive is to the left. Okay. This one, right? Here to the left. Because minus, positive become negative, and negative sign become positive. It means that if you find this one is positive, so the direction of wave is to the left side. Yeah. But if this one is negative, the direction of wave is to the right side. Okay, and then we can conclude. Yeah, we can get the conclusion that the complete equation of motion for the wave, traveling wave, yeah, or transverse wave, we can say that y is equal to ym sin or cos kx minus or plus this one omega t plus v. Okay, this is equation of motion of wave. Okay. Okay, for example, if we have equation of motion here, for example, I have y x point t, then this one is 0.00327 sin 27.1 x minus 2.72 t. Yeah. So this one is x and at meter, and then t is in second. So you can find the velocity of the wave. P is equal to omega per k. Yeah. So what is the omega here? Omega is this one, right? This one is omega. And then this one is k. Okay. So because this one sign is minus, become positive, yeah, to the right side. 72.1. So the answer here is 0.03 meter per second. Okay, 0.03 meter per second. Okay, this is the speed of wave to the right. Yeah, because this one is negative. Yeah, to the right. Okay, to the right side. Yes. Yes. Uh, yeah. So positive and negative is doesn't matter to our calculation, only for the direction. Yeah. So whether it is positive or negative, uh, you can see that if negative sign, here is negative sign, so it will be to the right side. Yeah, the direction is to the right. But if this one is positive, become left. Yeah, to the left side. Okay. Yeah. Okay. For example, this one is negative, right? Negative sign. So the direction of wave is to the right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any question for this one? No, right? Okay. If no question, we will continue to transfer velocity and transverse acceleration. Yeah. Okay. Transverse velocity, it means that the velocity of vibration here, you can see that y, x, and t become ym sin, yeah, kx minus omega t. So the transverse velocity we can define as u, yeah, which is u is dy dt. So do is it means that partial derivative, yeah, partial derivative, because we only derive to time, yeah. So this one is do t ym sin kx minus omega t. So this one become minus omega, ym sin become cos, right? Cos kx minus omega t. Yeah. This one is the velocity of vibration. Okay. Mu is transverse velocity. And then for the acceleration, we can take the one more derivative. So A is dou u dt. Okay. A is dou u dt, we can derive this one minus omega ym cos kx minus omega t. Yeah. So what is the result? Cos is minus sin. Minus and minus become minus. Yeah. This one is A is minus omega square ym sin kx minus omega t. Okay. So actually this one become back to y. Yeah. A is minus omega square times y. Okay, this one is the transverse acceleration. Yeah. Okay, next is wave speed and on a straight string. Yeah. Okay, next is wave speed on a straight string. Okay, for example, this one is like guitar. Yeah. So imagine that you have a string, guitar string, for this one. Yeah. So here is the radius. This is theta, angle is theta. And then this one is delta L. Yeah. And there is tension tau. Tau is tension, theta is the angle. And the radius is R. Yeah. And there is acceleration to here, the center of circle. Yeah. So we can imagine here is the force. Yeah, the force is 2 tau sin theta. This is equal to 2 theta tau. Okay, because the theta is small, so sin theta is equal to theta. And then tau is equal to so this one is force. Yeah. Tau delta L divided to R. This is force. Okay. Then we can define the mass of the string. This one is delta M. Delta M is small mass. This is mu times delta L. So, the expression is V square divided to R. You remember that this one is centripetal acceleration, right? Centripetal acceleration. Okay. mv square divided to r, yeah. So mv square to r is centripetal acceleration. And then we remember that Newton's second law. Force is equal to mass delta m times to acceleration. So the force is like this. This one is tau delta L divided to R. This is equal to delta M is mu delta L, and then A is V square divided to R. Okay. This one is Newton's second law. Okay. Newton's second law. Okay, so we can divide the R. R is the radius here. And then delta L also we can cancel. So we will get the V square. Yeah. This V square is equal to tau divided to mu. Okay. Tau divided to mu. Tau is the tension of the string, and then mu is mass divided to L. Yeah, delta L. So the velocity here, V is equal to square root of tau divided to mu. Okay. So the tau is the tension of string. Yeah, tension of string, and then mu is mass divided to L. Yeah. Okay. So this one is the velocity of wave along the string. For example, the velocity of wave at guitar. Yeah. So remember we have play guitar. So the velocity of sound is like this. And then the next is energy and power of wave traveling along string. Yeah. Energy and power of a wave traveling along a string. Okay, so remember that velocity u is dou y dou t, right? So this one is we have derived before omega y maximum cos kx minus omega t. Okay, this one is the velocity, and then mu is delta m divided to delta x. Okay, this one is mu is equal to dm dx. Yeah, or dm is the mass. This one is mu dx. So mu is mass per unit of length. Yeah, mu is mass of per unit of length. Okay, by this equation, we can define the kinetic energy. Yeah. The kinetic energy decay is half of dm mu square. Okay. This one is the kinetic energy, right? Kinetic energy is half mass velocity square. So because dm is this one, mu dx, half mu dx, and then mu is this one, right? Minus omega ym cos kx minus omega t square. Okay. So this one decay half mu dx, and then v is minus omega times ym. Yeah. Cos square kx minus omega t. So this one half mu okay, this one negative, right? Minus omega ym square cos square kx minus omega t. Okay, this one is the kinetic energy. And then for the power, yeah, you can define power is the derivative of kinetic energy. So this one become half mu dx dt. Yeah. This one become positive omega square ym square. Then this one is cos square kx minus omega t. Okay. Okay, remember that dx dt become v, right? V is velocity. So this one become half of mu v and then omega square ym square cos square of kx minus omega t. Okay. And then the average rate, dk dt average, this is equal to half mu v and then omega square, yeah, ym square cos square kx minus omega t average. Yeah. Okay, do you know what is the average number of cos? Cos and sinus average number is half. Yeah. So this one become half times half become 1/4. So this one become 1/4 mu v omega square ym. Because the average number of cos square is half. So this one value is half. Okay. And then because half and then times half, this one becomes 1/4. And then the power average, P average, P average is 2 times dk dt. Yeah. This one become half mu v omega square ym square. This one is the average power. Okay, this one is the average power. Okay, and then next is the wave equation. Yeah, the wave equation. So the wave equation is this one. Yeah, dou square y divided to dou x square is equal to 1 divided to v square to t square. Yeah, this one is wave equation. So if you find equation like this is the wave equation. Yeah. For example, equation in electromagnetic wave, dou E square, dou X square. This one is 1 C square, dou E dou T. Okay. Or this one is equation for electromagnetic wave, right? Okay. This one is equation for electromagnetic wave. E is electric field, and then B is magnetic field. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, actually we have understand about the equation of wave here. So the important thing here is the amplitude and phase, and then wavelength and angular wave number. Yeah. So you need to understand about uh, some variables that equal to waves, yeah, frequency and then amplitude. Yeah, like we have derived before. Okay. 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 The energy and then power. Yeah, we have derived before. This one. And then the wave equation. Actually, the wave equation is relatively complicated, but I take the conclusion. Yeah, this one. Yeah, the wave equation. So the equation is like I have written before. If you interest to how to get the wave equation, you can follow this explanation. Yeah, this is start from string, I think, and then we can derive the wave equation. Yeah. Okay, if you interest to understand how to get the wave equation, you can read this book. Yeah, yeah, like this one. Mu is mass divided to length, and then tau is the tension force. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then next is the interference of waves. Yeah. So interference of wave, it means that the superposition or combination of wave. Okay, this one is interference of wave. The principle of superposition of waves. Okay. So we can define the superposition of wave x time. Yeah. This one is the first wave y1 x t, and then plus y2 x point t. Okay. So for example, if you have the first equation y1, this is at x and t. For example, this one is ym sin kx minus omega t, and then y2 x and t ym sin kx minus omega t plus p. Yeah. Okay. So this one we can add y1 and y2, y accent, for example, this one, y accent, y prime x. This is y1 and plus y y2. Yeah. Ym sin kx minus omega t plus ym sin kx minus omega t plus phase. Yeah. So this one become 2ym sin become cos half. Yeah. Cos half p. Yeah. And then sin kx minus omega t plus p. Okay. This one is the superposition wave 1 and wave 2. Okay. This one is the result. Okay, what does it mean? So for example, if we have the same phase, yeah, can you imagine here? For example, if I have first wave, for example, in red sign, and then okay, this one is y1, for example, x point t, and then I have another wave in the same phase with the first wave. So I have y2 x point t. Yeah. So it means that it is equal to the superposition or the add of wave 1 and wave 2. Yeah. So this one become like this. So the result is the amplitude will be higher. Yeah, the amplitude will be higher because this one is, I mean, the amplitude more higher, yeah, bigger and higher. Yeah, this one is equal to y prime. Y prime is y1 plus y2. Okay. Okay, any question for the superposition? Superposition, it means that if there is two wave which is the same phase, phase one is equal to phase two, so the resultant of the wave will be positive. Yeah, it means that addition. Yeah, but if the wave is not the same phase, okay, for example, this one, if I have wave one and then another wave in the different phase, okay, so the result will be zero. Yeah. This is the same amplitude, but uh, different phase. Okay. Okay. So the result for this one, is zero, right? Like this. So the amplitude will be zero because the two wave is in the different phase. Yeah. Phase one and phase two is different 90 dg. Yeah. This one is y prime, y1 plus y2. Okay. Yeah. Y2 is one, and then this one is y1. Okay. Okay, because this one is different phase is p radian. Okay. But for this one, this is the same phase. The p is zero. Yeah. P is zero. Okay. Okay. Any question for the superposition? Hmm. Okay. If there is no question, we can continue to standing wave. Okay. So standing wave. We can imagine that if we have a wave, yeah, there is node and antinode. Okay, we can set that this is as antinode. This one is node. Yeah. Node and antinode. Yeah, also this one is node. Yeah. This one is node, and then this one is node. This one is antinode, this one is antinode. Okay. So for example, if we have y1, x and t, this is equal to ym sin kx minus omega t. And then the second wave, ym sin kx plus omega t. Yeah. So this one is the reverse or opposite sign, opposite direction. Yeah. So we can add this one, y1 plus y2, the result y prime, yeah, is equal to 2ym sin kx cos omega t. Okay, we can use the trigonometric formula. Okay, sin alpha 1 plus sin alpha 2, for example. So what does it mean? Yeah. So it means that there is magnitude of amplitude. Yeah. So we can get the conclusion that y prime is equal to 2ym sin, okay, kx cos omega t. This one is displacement and then amplitude. Yeah. This one is the displacement. And then this one is magnitude of amplitude. At position X. And then this one is the oscillation term. Yeah. This one is the oscillation term. Okay. Then by this one, we'll get the position of node and antinode. Yeah. So the position of node is half of the wavelength. Yeah. Okay, so the position of node is like this. Kx is equal to n times the p. So k is np per x. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I mean that this one is x. This one is 2p lambda. So x is np divided to 2p lambda. Yeah. So x is equal to n divided to 2 lambda. Okay, I mean this one is the position of nodes. Yeah, the position of nodes. But the position of antinode, okay, we can see that node is here, right? Here is 0, half of lambda, and then 1 of lambda, and then, but for antinodes, this one is equal to kx, half of p, and 3 per 2 of P, 5 per 2 of P. Yeah. So Kx, this one is equal to N plus half of P. Because K is 2P per lambda, X is N plus half P. Yeah. So we'll get that X is N plus half lambda per 2. Okay. This is the position of antinodes. This is the position of antinodes. So N is start from 0, 1, 2, and the other. Okay. Also for this one. N is 0, 1, 2, and the other. Yeah. Okay, this is for standing wave. So remember that there is nodes and antinodes. Yeah. Okay, next question. No, right?